Great catching up with my next guest. Miles John's going to be taking on Felipe Lima, UFC Tampa, December 14th. That is right around the corner. Miles, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm sure you're just glad to fight with everything that's gone on this year with the whole Cody Garbrandt thing. Is that kind of how you're looking at it? Because I know there's a lot of stuff beyond your control.
Yeah, it is. I just got to be grateful for the opportunity to be able to fight. I'm grateful that I'm healthy, that I've been able to make it through all these camps healthy and everything. So yeah, dude, my spirit is just ready to fight. I'm just itching to get in that cage and show what I've been working on. So yep, just keeping a positive mindset.
Yeah, and just for people to know, like, take me through the timeline of you finding out Garbrandt was out and then this fight getting booked. Like, how did this all come together for people who might be wondering?
Yeah, so I mean, I had the original fight with Cody set for like October 12th or something, and I was training for that, getting ready, and then I got word that he was having some sort of issues, so they had to move it back to November 9th. And then I fly out to Vegas for that fight on November 9th, so it's fight week, and then I get word that Cody's out, which I mean, honestly, it didn't surprise me that much. I when I was just watching, I felt like he was training. It seemed like he was bringing some guys in to emulate my style and stuff, and part of me felt like he was ready, but there was also a part of me that felt like he wasn't going to make it to the cage. And I don't know if that's personally, I believe that it was his last fight on his contract. That he wanted somebody with a bigger name and somebody that wasn't going to put the risk of knocking him out. There's energy that goes into these fight camps and stuff, and I was super locked in. I was super confident. I was super prepared. And if you looked at my Instagram or he just felt any of that energy coming, then I'm sure he knows that he was in for a war. And I just don't think he wanted that. I think he messed around with the idea, thought he was going to do it, and then that little vertigo thing happened, which I'm sure has been happening. I mean, it's been happening his whole career. And so last minute he just decides, maybe this isn't the one to do on my last fight. So it is what it is. I'm past that. And then just a couple days after that, I get word that we can get Felipe Lima in 4 or 5 weeks at UFC Tampa. So I got word of that and I was like, yep, let's do it.
And just last thing on Garbrandt, and again, we'll move on because I know you're tired of talking about it. We've had, I think, 2 interviews with that fight being lined up, the October one and then the one after. Did he ever reach out to you at all? Did he ever say anything like, hey, sorry, man, I couldn't make the fight work. Like, maybe we'll fight in the future? Or has it been sort of radio silence since then?
Yeah, no, he didn't, and that's like, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, you never know what anybody's going through in life. I've always had a lot of respect for him. Before I was in the UFC, he was one of the fighters that I watched, and just had a bunch of respect for him. But the way that he did it, pulling out on fight week, not saying anything on social media, not saying anything to me, not giving any respect for the fact that this is 2 camps that I prepared for him, just like kind of just go and go. So I got vertigo, I can't fight. It's really hard, and it makes me really question his motives and question his character. I don't know if he just got scared or what it is, but at the end of the day, I can't worry too much about him. I hope that he is okay with his life decisions. It seems like he just wants to ride off in the sunset on a motorcycle, and that's cool. You can do that, but if you get signed a contract to fight, you got to go through that fire before you can just be free. Like your spirit and your soul will not be free until you end it the right way. If you're just like, oh, playing around with the idea, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, we've seen it with like McGregor and other people like that, then I don't feel like your spirit is ever truly free. You just gotta walk through the fire, make it out, and then do whatever you want to do. So it's kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth. And I wish that he would have said something or would have said something even to his fans. It seems like a little disrespectful and distasteful, but it is what it is, man. I'm moving on from him. I'm not worried about him. I got another opponent on my mind right now, and that's where my focus is.
Yeah, and if you're a betting man, fight probably never happens, or do you think there is a chance down the line, or would you even give him that opportunity after 2 times now?
Dude, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna give him another 8 weeks of my life trying to prepare for this dude for him just to
Yeah.
pull out. He can fight somebody else. I got my mind on other people.
Yeah, and what's interesting is if this happened the other way around, his manager would have gone on social media and said something. I just think it's interesting that there's been sort of radio silence on that end, and there's no acknowledgement even of being pulled out of the fight. So
I know, dude, and I'm trying the best to hold my tongue. Even during this interview, I'm trying to hold my tongue. I really do have some choice words for him. And but it is what it is. I'm given the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to leave that respect where it is, and hopefully he's okay with his decisions. But yeah, if it was the other way around, I'm sure they'd be saying some stuff.
For sure. All right, let's talk about Felipe Lima. Good opponent, 13-1. Dangerous opponent too. Like, I know you'll fight anyone, but you got to look at this fight as well, I'm sure, as like a good opportunity for you to take out a really sort of, up and comer and someone that you can build your name off of. Not maybe the same name as a Cody Garbrandt, but someone that's still really well respected in the division.
Yeah, when I first got this fight, it was kind of like, what the heck? Like, I was about to fight a former champion on a co-main event, and now I'm fighting this dude who has one fight in the UFC. But the more that I started seeing what people were saying about the fight, and after like just the more that it started to unfold, I realized that this probably plants a seed that reaps better benefits than Cody. If I go out there and knock out Cody, which I would have, everybody's just gonna say Cody's on his way out. Cody Garbrandt's been done anyway, but people are really riding high on this Felipe kid. I saw a lot of the comments saying Chapo's done, rest in peace Chapo, all this mess, and I'm just like, wow, people are truly giving me no respect. Like, I understand this kid came in hot, I understand he had a good debut, but people really don't know what I'm about. So I'm realizing that this fight does have a lot of opportunity behind it. He's not quite a big of a name. A lot of my fans were really excited to see me fight Cody. But I think once they watch this fight and they see it, then it's going to be an exciting fight. And for the true fans, the people who really know MMA, I feel like this is one that's going to put respect on my name. People are counting me out, they're doubting me, and I just love that. It just fires me up, and I want to go out there and stop this dude in his tracks and show what I'm really about.
Don't you think that too? That's kind of the Brazilian fans. I mean, we saw this with Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill, and Mario Batista, who's in your weight class. He's been getting a lot of grief just for the Aldo fight when it's not his fault they scored the fight for him or whatever. So do you take that in consideration, that maybe it's just because he's Brazilian? If this was like a Canadian, I don't think he'd be getting as much backlash.
I never thought about it till just now. I mean, that could be the case, but it seemed like some of those were just like just American fans and just fans in general. I think people are really high off him after he came in there and beat Naimov on his debut, which is impressive. To come in there and get that done is impressive. But we see it all the time, man. People come in there on a debut, they're riding high, they got the adrenaline. Even David Onama, when he fought his last opponent, I can't remember what that dude was, like 8-4, 8-3, coming in there on a couple of days' notice, and then gives a guy like David Onama, who is a freaking beast, like brings a war to him and loses a close fight. You see that all the time. So I'm not worried about that. It's kind of just sets up the perfect stage. I feel like I haven't got the respect on my name like that I deserve, and getting to fight this kid Felipe Lima. I feel like this win is gonna get me that respect, and I'm excited about it.
There we go. Camp at Marathon MMA. How's everything going? Obviously, you guys got like a tight knit group. Same cast of characters as far as training partners. Anything different? What's camp looking like?
Yeah, for the most part, same. Some people are going through some things, so same partners. It's been great, man. I mean, I felt like I got in shape, like the best shape of my life for Cody. And then I just had to pump the brakes just a little bit. I didn't stop, I never stopped, but I just had to pump the brakes a little bit, because you always want to land the plane in the right way, so I kept training and stuff, but I just eased back a little bit. And then the last 3 weeks, we really put the pedal to the metal. And now I just feel like mentally I'm stronger than I've ever been. Physically, I'm stronger than I've ever been. My cardio's out crazy right now. I feel like I just can't get tired. And dude, I'm just so fired up. Like, I feel like my spirit is just really craving a fight. Like, it's really, I just want to go in there and freaking fight. I just want to bring it to somebody. I just want to show the world what I'm truly capable of. And I feel like it's all God's plan. It's all unfolding the way it's supposed to, like just having that fight with Cody, having that big name just really turned something on me that I was just going to be more ready than ever, and then getting thrown with this, like I said, when I first got it, it's kind of like, what the heck, but I prayed about it. I talked to God about it, and it almost seemed like everything was set up for me to get to go fight this kid. You know what I mean? Like, even when Cody pulled out, I was talking to my wife on the phone, and she's like, I wonder if they're just going to bring somebody in for you, that's short notice, blah, blah. You're going to go out there, you're going to knock them out, you're going to get your bonus, all the hard work's going to pay off. And I just kept telling her, I was like, I don't know. For some reason, something in my heart's telling me like they're gonna find some kid out from Brazil or somewhere
Oh,
that's been
really?
training his whole dang life
Wow.
and is like just itching to get into the UFC, and it's gonna be a freaking war. Like I'm not counting nobody out. Like I was mentally preparing for some psycho, crazy young kid that's gonna come in there and try to take everything I freaking worked for. And that some people that might seem unfair, but to me that just seems perfect. That seems like the perfect test from God. Like, oh yeah, you were ready. You wanted to go out there and take out this champ, and you probably were going to. But guess what? I got other plans for you. Now I'm going to throw this kid in front of you, who's probably a scary opponent, less name, and let's see what you're really about. And this is what this is all that hard work. This is what you're actually working for. And that just fires me up. And I feel like in a way that's what I got. I felt that in my heart, like that's what it's going to be, and I feel like that's what I kind of got. And I know Felipe's tough. I know he's a winner. I know he's going to come in there to win. But dude, he's in for a rude freaking awakening. He's gonna work run into a brick wall. I'm telling you, man. I'm more ready than I've ever been just to fight. Not even anything else. Not to win, not the results, nothing, but just to freaking fight. I want to show the world what type of fight I have in me, and that's what I'm gonna do on the 14th.
Look at this. I can even tell this. I mean, how many interviews do we done? I don't think I've ever heard you talk like this, man. So I'm even more excited for this fight after hearing everything you're saying here. Your corner, who's going to be heading out to Tampa with you? Trey will be in your corner. Who's going to be in the cage with you?
Yep, Trey will be there, and then I got my younger brother Elijah Johns, who's
Oh,
supposed to
awesome.
fight for the LFA belt this weekend, and then right after that, he's gonna turn around and head to Tampa, and then I got my pops, my dad, in the corner this time. He's been
Nice.
begging to get in the corner, and he hasn't been able to the last couple fights, so this time I'm gonna throw him in there, and we're gonna put on a show for him.
How's this fight unfolding on December 14th? How do you see it going down?
I'm gonna drag this kid to the depths of hell, and I'm gonna knock him out cold. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give him a proper introduction to the UFC. I'm gonna drag him through hell and back, and I'm gonna knock him out.
And then at the top of your division, looks like this is going to happen next, although we don't know. But Merab Dvalishvili, obviously the champ, big win over O'Malley. I think Umar's next. We think we'll see what happens there. But can Umar get it done, or do you think Merab will be able to defend his title?
Man, I don't know. That's a good one. It's hard. It's kind of hard to pick. I really like Marab. I hope he has a little bit of a run there as a champ. But man, Umar's good. And it feels like we just haven't seen enough of Umar to know like what he's truly capable of. But if I was a betting man, I don't know. That's a pick 'em fight. That's a tough one.
Okay, fair enough. Like the honesty there. Can you even think about the holidays right now? I know we just had American Thanksgiving, but we've obviously got other things coming up after your fight. Can you even think about that now, or is it just like I got to worry about this fight and then we'll talk to the wife and figure everything out?
I told my kids already, like we are so excited, like it's good. We're gonna get this fight over with. Then we got Thanksgiving, we got the holidays, gotta be all this family time. Once everything's switched up, I told them right away, like there's no holiday cheer till after the 14th. Until then, it's war zone. It's like I'm just in battle mode, and they're getting tired of it. They're getting sick of me walking around in warrior mode. But it is what it is, man. We gotta stay the course. We gotta stay focused, and we're almost there. We're truly almost there. I've been tested spiritually, physically, mentally in this camp, man, and I'm just ready to freaking get in there, man, and show the world.
There we go. Miles, looking forward to this one. UFC Tampa next Saturday. You, Felipe Lima. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Rats Eating High Heels, man. They're great company. They've really helped me out and supported me. So shout out to them. Shout out to Kitch Meals for taking care of me, keeping me fed and my nutrition right through all camp. And yeah, I think that's it, man. I appreciate it.